morning. It is Wednesday, April 1st, April Fool's Day, but that's canceled because everything feels like a joke right now, right? So, I wanted to show you some things that I sent out in an email today. So, first, I sent the pages that we went over the other day. This one, about how to navigate through the Pearson workbook. These were the things I showed you the other day. Okay, so that's all in an email now. I wanted to send you this historical fiction. Whoops. Hello. Okay. Y'all know I'm not good at this. The historical fiction anchor chart. So if you had your workbook, this is something that we would tear out of your workbook and put into your notebook so that way we could save it. So you can see you have characters, details, voice, and theme. So one of the questions asks you, how do you know this is historical fiction? So think about what we've learned with historical fiction already. So you know what fiction means. You know what historical means. Why is this story historical fiction? Okay, so you have this anchor chart now in an email that you can use. Somebody asked me yesterday about how I used to help you with recycling the question. So, for example, here's your check for understanding questions. I didn't write out the question because remember, if we recycle the question and make it a part of our answer, we don't have to write the question, right? So I gave you two ways that you could do number one. The details which make Ezekiel Johnson Goes West historical fiction are. Or you could say Ezekiel Johnson Goes West is historical fiction because. So that's what I mean by recycling the question, especially for your parents if they weren't aware. Okay? So this is in an email. With your capitalization assignment, I sent you this. So this is just some notes on capitalization. And what I really wanted to talk to you about is it asks you about an adage, and that's not a word we've ever used, okay? So in your email that I sent to your parents this morning, you have several things, okay? So one is this right here. This is the page that would be in your workbook that you don't have to print out because this is part of what's there online, but I just printed out a copy so you could see it, okay? So it tells you adages are common sayings that express general, widely accepted truths. They often convey advice, warnings, or wisdom beyond their actual words. That last part is what makes it different from an idiom, okay? But when I was looking over this, I had to ask myself, what is it that I really want you to get out of this, okay? I also had a couple of you ask me, what does it mean when it asks for encouragement? Because it says if you were trying to offer encouragement to someone, what adage would you use? Okay, so encouragement is when you help build up someone's confidence. You help them understand that yes, they can do it. This is what you need to do. This is how you can accomplish it, but I'm here to support you. That's giving encouragement. Okay. An adage can also maybe look like a quote. So I put a quote in here. No matter how hard your past, you can always begin again. That's a form of encouragement. That's more of a quote, but I would like for you to just be able to make a connection with all of this. So there's some examples on here, and then I also helped you with dialogue. So remember, dialogue is a conversation between two people, okay? And I showed you how to use the quotation marks and all those things. So this is also in the email. I sent you the difference between an adage and a proverb. So we haven't talked about what a proverb is either. So I'm hoping this will kind of relieve some stress and maybe clarify some expectations with this assignment because this is new material. Okay, this is not something we've talked about before. So On the left-hand side, it explains to you what an adage is, an old familiar saying that expresses wisdom. A proverb is short sentences known by many people giving advice, usually of ancient origin, that express a truth or useful thought. A proverb can be an adage. So that's something that makes it confusing, is how do you keep all this separate, okay? So I would just like for you to be able to give words of encouragement and think about things that you have heard in the past. Like, what is something that you always hear your parents say or your coaches say? Something like that, okay? That's what you can use for the other assignment. I also sent you common proverbs and adages. So on one side you have the proverb or the adage, and the other side you have the meaning. Then I sent you an anchor chart, which is idioms, proverbs, and adages, okay? So all of this is on your email. You don't have to print it out, but I wanted to show you what it was that I sent you. I try not to make these videos very long because I want you to be able to go back and access them as much as you can. You can go back and look for what you need. But also, please ask me any questions that you have. I've noticed that some people have started the assignment and it shows me that it's in progress. I see that one person has turned in their assignment, but there's not any answers, okay? So if you aren't real sure exactly how you're supposed to do this or what you need to do, I want you to make sure that you are asking me, okay? I also put in the email that I'm sure you are aware, but school is now closed till May 4th, okay? So what does that mean? That means that we're not going to be going back to our classroom until at least May 4th. But what we all need to try to understand is school's not really out, okay? So we have to accept this as our new normal. Right now we are online students and I am an online teacher, and that's how we have to conduct ourselves, okay? So please do not treat this as a vacation. Yes, you have time to enjoy being outside. Yes, you can sleep in. You can do all kinds of things that you wouldn't normally be able to do if we were at school, but we still have to be responsible for our learning, okay? So if you have not started these assignments yet, please go ahead and get started. If you want to do all of your math this week and your reading next week or vice versa, that's fine. However you choose to do it. But you have until next Friday to complete the assignments that have already been given to you. Since we're not going back to the classroom for at least a month, you need to expect that starting after April 10th, after the Easter break, you're going to have a whole nother set of assignments that you're going to be responsible for, okay? So don't save this till the very last minute. Don't put all of this off until next week. Even though it's a very manageable amount of work, if you save it till the last minute, it's going to feel like a lot, okay? So go ahead and get started. Let me know if you have any questions. Y'all know I'm here to help. I'm still working just like I normally am, okay? And I'm probably even working longer hours than I used to because I know that I'm still answering emails at 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I don't mind. That's what we're here for, okay? So stay in touch with me. Go ahead and get started on your work. Make sure you're writing in a complete sentence. Do all those things that we would normally do if we were at school, okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I'm here. Your parents have my phone number. I don't mind if you text me with your questions, but make sure you ask your parents first, okay? Talk to you soon.